One more thing before we get started. Your warning, I'm going to be doing the demonstration without my shirt on because I want you to be able to see where the muscles are stretching, where I'm putting the emphasis on. Okay, we're going to start the demonstration now. The first thing I like to do is get the thoracic spine, the upper part of the spine and the back of the neck, going with some stretching. So I'll take a wall and I'll get my legs really spread wide, and I'll just start stretching my back downward while I'm moving my legs back and my knees back and forth, my hips around. I might go in a circle while I come further down. So I'm really trying to emphasize the stretch in the upper back and the neck area while I'm moving around my lower body. That feels really good. Now the second one that I like to do is this, from the front. You can get this thoracic. If you feel the bones right in here, you can press in, like not really hard, but just kind of feel like you're pressing against them a little bit. And we're going to be moving up, pressing like we're separating as we the bones as we go up. So you kind of exhale down, exhale out, press, and then work your way up with an inhale. Exhale, press in. You can do as many of those as you want. I can actually feel my bones and joints moving around a little bit in there as I go up, and it really opens up the thoracic. Another one you can do that I like to do after those is get your hands out like this and just start doing little back and forth movements. You know, I got my elbows slightly bent, nothing's real, I'm not really trying to go for super straight here, but I'm just kind of working my way up, back and forth. This brings the shoulders into play. You can go all the way up like this, right? And then come back down. Do it as much as you want. That really feels good. And as you're coming up, and down, feel like you're pinching your shoulder blades in the back. That's kind of movement. Then you can do little circles. That really gets things going. Again, just kind of go up. You can stay up for a while, come back down. You can do these stretches as fast or as many as you want. Then I like to go down to the legs. So I like to grab a chair or a surface about the height of the chair. And what we're going to do now is we're going to work the quads. Because the quads, believe it or not, a lot of the nerves that come back through from the lower back go down into the quads. So a lot of work that you can do to get the quads and also the hip flexors in play really helps blood flow and stretching out the nerves that go, or stretching out the ligaments that go around the nerves that go to the back. Helps your back. So the first thing we'll do is the hip flexors. So just get about that height. Straighten this leg out a little bit, and the idea is you're gonna bend this like in a curve so that this hip flexor curves out and goes like that. Then you can reach an arm up and you can go like, just kind of reach maybe a little bit to your left as you're going up. Remember, we're always moving. We're never just locking in. So I'm getting a nice little stretch, but I'm also moving. I'm feeling it right here. And then you can kind of go around. You can go back and forth if you want. That gets the hip mobility going. You can do little circles. Go back to where you started, and then do the other leg. Now I'm going to work the back of the leg, the hamstring. A lot of people have trouble with the hamstrings when they sit down for a long period of time. I do too. One thing you can do is get your leg up on a chair. Again, keep the knee bent. And you can bend your knee as much as you want, but with the same side arm, go and grab the big toe, just put it there, and then just start gently bending your knee. You don't have to straighten it, you go as far as you want, but don't overdo anything. Just get the movement going. And you'll feel that in the back of your leg right away. It really feels good. Then a little bit more of a stretch, grab the other arm, go over to where a little toe is, and do the same thing. That gets another part of your leg. really, you can feel the hamstrings working and the blood flow going already. It's great. And then another area as we work our way down is the calves and the ankles. One stretch I like to do, you know, if you find a corner of a wall, take your shoes off for this if you want. I like to put the ball of my foot just above the ball of your foot where the back of your toes are against a wall, and your foot's at about 45-degree angle or less. You just kind of gently bend your knee into it, like that. Again, we're not trying to go for the killer stretch, you know, maximum flexibility in terms of the stretch. We're really trying to get movement as you're stretching to whatever your particular max is. And it'll change as you do these more and more. So that'll get the back of your ankles, and then you can kind of do a little back and forth. That really helps the mobility in the ankles. And then you can, again, as you'll notice, I do a stretch, then I kind of go back and forth, then I kind of do a rotation in everything I do almost. And then you can do that on the other foot. That really gets the mobility going in your ankles and your calves. One final one, and especially this is one of mine on the plane that I would do all the time, is I would, you eat a lot when you're sitting in a plane for a long time, sometimes the blood flow really is bad when you get up. And what I like to do is get the blood flow going right away. And an easy one to do there is if I turn around, just get on your toes and just go up and down like that. Just go up and down like that, 25, 30 times, whatever you can do. And then you could, for stability, you can do that and maybe go on one foot. And what that does is it sends the blood down to the ankles right away, and it fills those ligaments that have been deprived of that, blood flow while you're sitting for so long. And your legs feel, again, sometimes while you do it, it doesn't feel immediately great, but minutes later, it's like, oh, I don't have pain anymore. One other one I wanted to show you for the quads in an airport, we just sort of did an airplane one. In an airport, I can find the back of a chair like this. And this I like to do because the quads, it's another way to stretch out the quads when you got some chairs around, like if you're in an airport. Just find another thing to hold on to. It could be another chair. And you put one foot back here, and then you bend your, you sort of start stretching the quad out like that. And then you can start bending this other knee while you're stretching that quad and maybe taking your other arm and going over like this. Whoa, does that feel good? That is one of the best things to do. Matter of fact, so you wake up with a stiff back sometimes at night. I've noticed that when I do these before I go to bed, I don't. So I should have the discipline to do it every night, but I don't. But it always seems to help when I do. So that's a great one to do, like if you're out and about. You can do that anywhere, in the house, at the office, or even in the airport. So those are the ones I do. I do them all the time. Anytime, every day I try to get some amount of those in, especially before I work out. I do all of those before any kind of exercise or workout. I'm going to be talking about some exercises I do. Not showing off, but I have, people have commented on my legs being, what do I do for my legs? And they're very surprised when they hear that I don't do any weightlifting with my legs. And whatever you see in my legs has come from in-house, something you can do in-house, in a gym, you can do it anywhere. And I'll be talking about some of those exercises that you can do in one of my next exercise videos. So I hope you get to see that too. Thanks for coming today, and look forward to talking to you again.